Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today's recipe Shahi Mughal Paneer. It's a special way that paneer is prepared, has been prepared during the Mughal times, and you will see lots of richness and lots of nuts going in there. Mughal kitchen used to have special bawarchis who would not only prepare delicious food but they would keep in mind the food value as well. So this recipe has been a very favorite in my house, and the recipe that I'll be sharing with you, it has been a family recipe for a very long time, and I hope you like it. And let's get started with the ingredients. So the ingredients for Shahi Mughal Paneer are 250 grams of paneer, which I have cut in slightly about 1-inch pieces, I would say. There's lots which will be going in, so let's start from this side. Cumin powder, which is half teaspoon. Salt, I have 1 teaspoon, but this is to your taste. You can use slightly less or slightly more. 2 tablespoons of full fat yogurt. Here I have a cinnamon stick, about 3 to 4 curry leaves, 3 cardamon pods, about 4 almonds, 8 to 10 pine nuts, and about 8 to 10 cashew nuts. Okay, so let's move to this side now. Before I do that, actually, ginger and garlic, which we'll use to make ginger and garlic paste, and 2 or 3 dry red chilies. You can use these ones which are longer or the small round ones, whichever you have. Let's move to this side now. 1 large onion, 3 to 4 tomatoes depending on what size tomatoes you have. For the spices, 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, half teaspoon of crushed red chilli flakes, and these are Kashmiri Red Chilli Flakes. 1 tablespoon of Kasuri Methi, which has been dry roasted on a pan. So for dry roasting, you can just dry roast it for a couple of minutes on a pan and it'll be ready to go in. Red chili powder, 1 teaspoon. Garam Masala, half teaspoon, and the last ingredient here I have is turmeric powder, which is 1/4 teaspoon. Let's go to the kitchen now and get started with the cooking. So I've just started preparing everything to go in this cooking process. The first item I'll do is Kasuri Methi, which is dried fenugreek leaves, and it's just dry roasting on a pan for a couple of minutes, and it'll be nicely roasted, ready to go in the cooking process. Half of it I'll add during the cooking process, and half will be used for garnish towards the end. I mentioned 1 tablespoon in the ingredients, which is absolutely fine. We like the taste of Kasuri Methi, so we use 2 tablespoons in this recipe for ourselves. But if you like the taste as well, I mean, it's up to you if you want to use more. In a separate pan, I've added little oil just to fry onions and do tomatoes. So the oil is hot now, and the heat setting I've shifted down to low to medium, and I'll start frying onions in it. So in about 10-15 minutes, the onions are nice and golden now, so I'm going to add tomatoes to the pan as well. If you're using medium-sized tomatoes, you can use 3 to 4. Small tomatoes, you can even use 5, just depending on what size tomatoes you have. The onions and tomatoes have dissolved very nicely and they've become very soft. So the next step involves a little blending. If you don't have a blender, just make sure they are very soft, and you can continue with the process, and you can just hand crush the cashews which I'll be blending. I have a blender handy, so I'll use the blender for this stage. So tomatoes and onions along with little oil which was in the pan has all been transferred to this jug, and 8 to 10 cashew nuts will go in, and I'll add 2 tablespoons of yogurt in as well. And we'll give it a nice blend. It's a medium setting and should not take long. Okay, so we'll leave it on the side while we prepare other spices in this pan. So I've added little fresh oil, which can be vegetable sunflower oil, to this pan again, and the first to go in cinnamon stick, some curry leaves, 3 to 4 should be all right, 3 cardamon pods, and 2 dry red chilies. Along with this, I'll also add ginger and garlic paste. Heat setting is medium. I'll give it a quick fry, and other spices will start going in after this. Okay, so spices are going in now. Red chili powder, and you have to be really quick with these spices. Coriander powder, red chili flakes, turmeric powder, cumin powder. Give it a quick stir for 5 to 10 seconds, and a splash of water will go in immediately after that. I've already started getting the aroma of fried red chili, so I'll add water now. So this is the masala base getting prepared for these onions, tomatoes, cashews, and yogurt which has been blended together to go in next. So after adding water, 30 seconds later, the water has almost reduced, the oil has already started to separate. So this is the time when I'll add all of this into the pan. And we have to fry it really well. I'll try to get as much as I can from this pan, maybe use a smaller spoon, because this is what will add richness to this recipe. I think I've got enough. If you see all these colors, the highlights which started to form with the rich spices in this oil, and the blended yogurt, onions and tomatoes along with cashews, it's a very nice and colorful base which is getting ready for the royal paneer to go in. I've been frying all this masala for about 7 minutes now, and in the start there were lots of oil highlights mixing with it, which I mixed well together and kept on frying it without adding any water. So now you can see all the oil which it has absorbed it has started to, that oil has started to leave again, and it's forming on the top and on the sides, and this shows us that all of this is fried really well, and it has started to leave the oil. So at this stage we can move on. I'll just wait for 1 more minute and then we'll move on to the next step. I'll let more oil to get separated. Okay, a couple of minutes later, in fact 1 to 2 minutes, you see the oil has separated very nicely now. So Kasuri Methi, which I'll be using 2 tablespoons, half of that I'll add at this stage. So it's in a pan because I roasted it. And instantly the aroma which has become so obvious is the Kasuri Methi getting fried, and it smells very, very nice. So it's a very rich masala base which is ready for this paneer to go in. It truly looks shahi or royal. So I'll add a little bit of water to this now. I would like, once I've added paneer, I would like it to cook for a few minutes. So just a tiny bit of water to make sure that nothing sticks while it's getting cooked. And I'll put the lid on as well, just for a few minutes. So the heat setting at the moment is low to medium. So all the paneer going in now. Just help it to get coated in this masala, and a little gentle stir fry before I put the lid on. Paneer doesn't need much cooking. It literally takes few minutes for it to absorb some spice and become ready to eat. So it literally will be a couple of minutes of this cooking process. I'll do it for 5 minutes cooking at low heat. So the heat I've switched to low setting now, and I'll just get the lid for this pan. So 5 minutes, we'll see how it's doing. It's been 5 minutes that it's been cooking on very low heat after I added little water to it, and I'll just take the lid off now. It looks very nice. Just make sure that your pan is at very low heat and you have added enough water for it not to stick to the base. This is looking very good, and if you see the oil separated again, and it's looking very nice and rich in colors, and I can feel that it's going to taste extremely nice, and the paneer should be done as well. So at this stage we're going to finish off this Shahi Mughal paneer by garnishing it with few things. So on my pan, which is on this side, I've started to roast almonds as well, which we'll use for garnish. Okay, let's garnish it and finish it off. So the leftover Kasuri Methi, which has been roasted, going in first. I'll give it a gentle stir after adding this Kasuri Methi. That's it, it has spread evenly, and I'll garnish it with some nuts now. So couple of roasted almonds. I have 4 almonds, so I'll use these 4 almonds to go on this. And few pine nuts. These are optional if you have these handy. They have very good food value and would add a nice taste to this garnish. And the fresh coriander leaves next. And last but not least is the Garam Masala. Okay, Shahi Mughal Paneer is ready, and if you can see, there are pine nuts. Pine nuts in Urdu are chalghoze, in case if someone is watching and might not figure out what pine nuts are. Pine nuts are chalghoze. So you have pine nuts on top and garnish of coriander, almonds, and it looks very rich and colorful, and cannot wait to dig in actually and have a bite.
I feel like this is going to be vegetarian heaven. This would be something I'd have loved in my vegetarian days. Bowl of paneer. Oh. My dad's watching. This would be a dish for him, to be honest. My dad, he loves paneer.
He would love this recipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try what this tastes like. I'm going to get a couple of pine nuts and almonds in there as well.
Wow.
You will not find paneer this flavorful at any restaurant, I can tell you that.
That is gorgeous. It's so rich. It's creamy because of it's sort of the texture's blended, but it's just full of flavour and spice. Methi is not dominating, but it's definitely there, and the fact that it's been roasted just kind of gives it this sort of overall flavour, doesn't it? You can tell there's sort of some nuts in there, like a slight nutty flavour. This is you've done well. This is lovely.
This is the reason it's called Shahi
Absolutely.
Mughal Paneer, because of its food value and its richness. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be back again very soon with another special recipe. For now, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, give a thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll see you again very soon. It's bye from both of us. Take care and look after yourself.
Goodbye.